Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. You can get involved by going to the chat line live on YouTube. And whatever your questions or comments are, you can ask them now while they're happening. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How y'all?
As well.
Good. Let me just tell you this, and then I'll take your questions. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions and comments. This is Mary with the water. Thank you, Mary. Did you see where Baltimore is going out of control? Where they're literally shooting in the streets in daylight. They're killing one another. So much that they're calling for a, what's that word? Ceasefire, yeah. Isn't that something? They're telling the gangsters, let's have a ceasefire. In September, I think, or August or something. How do you tell, next week, how do you tell gangsters, let's have a ceasefire? And then when do you tell them, let's start up again, you know? But this is a result of Black Lives Matter going there, accusing the cops of being racist. And the local government there gave the blacks an area where they can vandalize and destroy and riot. Like, you guys have this side of town, do whatever you want. And now the cops have backed off, and the gangsters are gone out of control. It's mind-blowing. But I'm not surprised, and it's happening all over the country. In Selma, I think, yeah, Selma. You know where that is? Alabama? That's where Martin Luther King marched from Montgomery to Selma. And they're going out of control there, too, in Alabama. Because these people, they're not following the law of the heart. And if you don't follow the law of the heart, you need the law of the land to contain you. But once they got rid of that law, now they're going out of control. It's mind-blowing, but it's going to get worse. So what I recommend is that you buy some land outside of the urban areas so that when it really go down, you can go and put up a tent on your land. Because it is going to get worse, it seems. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it's bad. I'm sorry?
Maybe by guns, too.
Yeah, Second Amendment. So anyway, any questions or comments for me? Nobody had a week. You came to receive and not to give. Why y'all look like this? Yes, thank you, sir.
What you just said, I saw a report on the news that, you know, the laws have created like 5 different types of felonies into misdemeanors. So that released a lot of prisoners. Yeah. And also, since cops know this, sometimes they don't even bother to arrest people with those very same felonies anymore.
Yeah.
Committed, it's like, oh, you did it? Okay, go. Because you're going to be out in a couple of days anyway.
They're letting them out under this thing of justice for black people or something.
I think that's SB 47, I think it was.
Yeah. What is it?
SB 47.
Yeah.
And that's why crime is increasing.
So make sure you buy some land down in the woods of Louisiana somewhere. Well, not Louisiana. Louisiana's going out of control. Alabama. Not Selma, though.
Who would want to live in a bayou?
What?
Who would want to live in a bayou?
No one. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the land that you're speaking of, it shouldn't be in a township. It should be away from.
Way out in the country.
Secluded by yourself, are you saying?
Well, you can have some more neighbors, because if they're living out there too, that means they are on the run and hiding. So that'll work. So buy a little piece of land somewhere down in the country, and you don't have to put a house on it, because you can always put up a tent.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna do
about
it?
how far should you be from your closest neighbor? That's the question. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know. I mean, buy an acre of land. That's enough room away from them. You don't like living next to your neighbors?
Oh, no, I was just curious.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
because when they say that, it's like, okay, now, how far should I be? So
An acre or
left to
two.
my interpretation would be kind of vague as to where I should, you know, get it. But
Right.
since you're saying get the land.
Are you going to buy some?
Yep, I can get. Well, I already have some land in Arkansas, but it's within a little township.
Oh,
And I don't think I would want to go there.
yeah, I don't
So-
blame you.
Right.
It need to be out in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say that I'll just go back to Finland, but I think the immigrants are taking over there, so.
Go back to Germany?
To Finland,
Finland? No.
right, so.
The white folks are trying to come here. Did you hear about that? White people are trying to come here now as refugees because so many of those people are over there and they're running the white people out. Isn't that amazing? I don't understand white people. Do you understand white people? Me either. So white people built the greatest country on this side of heaven. And then they decided, let's do a constitution. And the Constitution make us, make them free. Run around, live freely, make money. And then they said, let's bring in some people of color. So I'm thinking, who came up with that idea? The only time I would let them in is to visit. No more than 2 weeks. And I make sure everybody go back. It's like letting people come to your house. I don't let my family visit more than 2 weeks. Because after a while, they try to take over. Have you noticed that? And so you have to fight with them because now they want to keep the lights on all day and night, watch TV all day, eat up your food, don't clean after themselves. And so you have to tell your family member to get out. Well, the same thing with this country, but white people didn't say that. And now they hate the white folks. Just like your family member would turn on you once you tell them they have to move. Have you noticed that? Yeah. It's the same spirit. So I don't know what white people are thinking. Now they're mad because nobody like them. But anyway, so no question, huh? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Oh, yeah?
Just like I told you before, I have, I feel stuck in life. I don't feel like I'm moving, and I don't have a positive male model to, adapt to.
Uh-huh.
So it's sort of affected me a lot in my personal and my work life.
Yeah. So you feel like you're stuck. How?
Oh, it feels like I'm not changing for the good. It feels like I'm just stuck in the same place.
And it's, where's the same place?
I guess the same place of being, the person that I am.
You're not getting better?
No.
You're not getting freer?
No.
Are you dealing with your mother?
Yes, I am.
How's that going?
Going good. She's getting emotional, and she's, fighting with me. She's trying to draw me back in. Like I was telling you, she tells me when to eat, and I tell her, no, I'm not going to do it. It's not a dictatorship. And then she'll be like, excuse me? No, you're going to eat when I tell you to eat. This is not a restaurant. I was like, well, I wasn't.
Your mother said you're going to eat when I tell you to eat?
Yeah, but I don't eat the time that she tells me to.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Wow. You're going to eat when I tell you to eat.
Yeah.
And what do you say?
It's like, nope, I'm going to eat when I want to eat.
Isn't that amazing? Why don't you move out?
I need to find I know I can move out, but I need to find the financial means for me to do it.
Do you have a job?
I do, but I'm looking for part-time work.
Oh, okay. So you have a full-time job right now?
Yes, but it's only commission.
Oh, I see. Yeah, get a job that pays every other week and move into a little hole somewhere, and then you start to grow.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you got to get away from her. She's not going to let you grow.
Maybe I can just fake my death and then just
Fake my death?
so she won't follow me ever again.
No, she'll follow you right into hell. I was watching this movie last night, and it was about a black and a white family, and the black daughter, married a white man. She moved away and married a white guy, but she didn't tell her mother that she was dating or married to a white guy. She had him thinking it was, I guess, a black guy. And so the mother went to visit at Christmas time, and the daughter didn't want her to come, but she went anyway. And she was just imposing on the daughter's life there, right? And the daughter made her husband go hide for a while. And later found out, long story short, that the mother lied to the daughter when the daughter was a little girl and said that her father, her father had died or something, right? But what really happened, the mother, her father left her mother and married a white woman. And the black mother became very angry at that, and so she kept her daughter away from her father by telling him he had died or something. And then she lied and told her daughter she had cancer or something, right? Just to have control over the daughter, so the daughter would feel sorry for her. Isn't that amazing? And that happened in real life. It's just that crazy, but hurry up and move out.
Okay.
Because you're going to be stuck if you stay with her.
No, I've noticed that. That I just keep going back into the way of living.
Yeah. Yeah, because of that wrong kind of connection that you have with her. You're not going to be able to grow with your mother at 26 years old.
I know.
Why didn't you leave home at 18?
I just sort of figured that I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to leave. But
What? You should have been ready by 18.
I should have, yeah. That would have been the best choice, but it didn't work out.
Right. Well, get out while you can. All right? Find somewhere to go, and so you can grow up.
Okay.
Then you won't feel stuck.
Should I get a restraining order too against her?
Well, if it's necessary. Oh, God. I'm going to show you how to grow to some more in a minute. Yes, sir.
The example that you brought about the mom lying that the dad is dead, a week ago I heard something that kind of amazed me. Like, my mom's friend has a daughter who's divorced, right? And the husband, the father of the child, the daughter is overseas. And after some time, the father wants to maintain a relationship with her daughter, right? And so once a week, he calls the daughter, thinking that he's talking to the daughter, but he's actually talking to his ex-wife. The wife pretends that it's the daughter, so they keep this going on. They talk once a week. She doesn't tell her daughter that, your dad wants to speak to you. Instead, she picks up the phone and they talk to each other, and she pretends that's the mom.
Wow. That's amazing. That's the best one.
I never heard something like that either.
Wow.
And when I first heard that, I'm like, I could never think that she would do such thing. You would never guess that. How long can you deceive that? Or what do you do? Do you change the tone of your voice? And I'm sure she does, because he speaks to her too as the ex-wife, and then speaks to, quote-unquote, the daughter. She, I guess, changes her tone of voice to sound younger or something.
Yeah, I don't know how she can
Well,
fool
the
him.
daughter is 18 or 19 now, so the mom just, I guess, changes her tone of voice to make it seem like
Hello, Daddy.
something like that.
Yes, Daddy. Amazing. There's a young man I'm working with who moved away from his mother, and when he go visit, on his way home, she's like, well, call me when you get home or something, right? If he doesn't call, she's texting him. Are you home yet? Are you safe? I'm like, don't respond. You're never going to grow up if you respond to her. So, and we're pointing this out because mothers got to let your children go. That doesn't even make sense. What is wrong with you? A grown man and you're texting him, are you home? Do you have food? Let him starve. It just won't let that connection happen. It's amazing. Yes, James?
I have a few questions and comments on parents.
Okay.
Jeff says, since I apologized to my parents for resenting them, my life has changed. One thing is I notice things don't control me anymore. For example, weed, I stopped smoking.
You stopped smoking weed? We got to let G know that.
And then Sarah is asking, I'm very close to my father, but he is weak. He hates Trump with a passion. Can this be the source of my anger? Are we cut off from the tree of life if our earthly fathers are weak? And how can this be
Only
fixed?
if you resent him. If your father's weak and you resent him, you cut off from the tree of life. But if you don't resent him, then you're connected to the tree of life. You're connected to your earthly father. You're only separated with the anger. So as long as you don't resent him, you're fine, for sure.
Okay. I have one question about the prayer.
Yes.
Do you do the silent prayer first thing in the morning, right after you get up?
Yeah, you can do it that way. Get up, wash your face, brush your teeth. Some people don't brush their teeth, but wash your face and go sit quietly. Absolutely. But it should be the first thing before you start your day and the last thing at night. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. All right.
One last question, kind of along those lines of thoughts and stuff. Are dreams of God or of the devil?
I don't know. Don't worry. If you don't know for sure, don't worry about it. I'm not into the dream thing, but so I just don't know. And whatever God wants you to know, he'll let you know.
In his dreams, he's smoking. He's in that.
Well, unless he's smoking with Jesus, I don't know. I can't tell you. So my question is, foundation is important. And what I notice is that most people don't have a solid foundation. And they say they do. You know, they quote the scriptures. They repeat what they hear. They try to act out what they hear. But as soon as something happens, their foundation is swept away. It's as though they never heard the truth. So my question is, are you deeply rooted enough in your foundation? And if you are rooted, what type of ground are you rooted in? How many are rooted in a solid foundation? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 5. Can I get a 6? So most of you are not rooted in a solid foundation. Okay. I saw the young lady first. So you're deeply rooted in your foundation?
I know who I am, and I know who my father is, and so that's how I'm rooted. Nothing moves me.
Nothing moves you. And how do you become rooted in a solid foundation?
For me, it was just the revelation of who I am, that I am a spirit, and this is just a tent that I occupy for now. So that's not that. The way I relate to other humans are that way. I don't see you with your tent. I see that you're a spirit, I'm a spirit. I know I'm connected to my Father, who is spirit, so there's really nothing that can happen in this life that can move me.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Jeremiah, you say you're rooted deeply in the ground?
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, you raise your hand.
Well, yeah, because it sounded pretty good. It sounded good.
So, if you got to ask me what am I talking about,
Well, like, what do you mean by foundation?
that's why I'm asking the question. Are you deeply rooted? And if so, what type of ground are you deeply rooted in? How old are you?
15.
You're too young to be rooted. You don't even want to be rooted at 15. No, I'm kidding.
Come back to me.
All right. Right here. Did you raise your hand? You're deeply rooted, right? And so your foundation is solid.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just...
What does it mean to have a solid foundation?
It seems that I know the right from wrong, what's beneficial, what's harmful. At times it takes discipline to stay on the right path, but I do feel I can distinguish the right from wrong. So, I just try to do best,
A little louder, I can't hear you.
I try to do my best to do what's right every time, But it seems that knowing what's the right from wrong, I know that. It's just a matter of having the strength, to stay on right,
So so you're not rooted solid? Solid ground?
I could say I am.
What kind of ground are you rooted in? What type?
What type?
Uh-huh.
I don't really understand the question, but mostly it's based on trust and faith, the
Okay.
grounds. I don't depend on the experience or on my anything else. It's mostly on trust, just trust the word, do the right thing.
Are
Everything
you
else.
ever shaken?
Huh?
Are you ever shaken up at times?
Am I ever shaken up? Yes, but at the same time, underneath, I have that calmness where that shakiness, I know it's only temporary. It's a matter of just, it'll be removed from me, basically. But underneath, it's always calmness, that shaking.
It's like being in an earthquake, you just rock.
No, you just see yourself rocking, but at the same time, you're not panicking because you know this is temporary and it will be removed from you. That shaking part, that confusion, not knowing, but I do feel I'm grounded and I'm
Okay.
calm underneath,
All right.
based on my faith.
And how would you tell someone, there are a lot of people here who are not rooted in solid ground. How can they become rooted?
Just trust and having faith.
And how do you do that? You should sit up on that chair because it's too light, yeah.
How do you do that? It just, most of the, sometimes faith, you just have it. Sometimes you gain it by, I have my faith mostly because I called upon God and He heard my voice and He was there for me. So the more He hears, the more He gives, the stronger my faith gets and the more I'm able to trust.
You say the more He hears, the more He
The more I
gives?
call upon Him, the more He's there for me.
Oh,
So that builds up my faith even more. So at a situation where I've never been, where it's shaky and I'm not sure what to do, I still have that faith based on the past that He was there for me. He will be there for me again. So that calmness is there, and
Okay.
I feel like He does show me a way. It's just a matter for me not to lose myself and just stay grounded and calm till it's revealed to me what to do. And it's usually really quick.
oh, okay.
Is there a quick?
Interesting. Mary, are you rooted in solid ground? When you said the more I ask, the more He hears, the more I give or something, I thought of that song with Barry White. You ever heard that song? Yeah. It's like the more you give, the more I want.
No
You heard
lie.
that?
No.
Baby, that's no lie, right?
Right.
Well, yes, I am rooted in solid ground because I know that because having lived the life that I live, I would have been overthrown long ago had I not had the faith that I was created for a purpose and just have to go through all the ups and downs and everything, and I'm a spiritual being and my Father loves me and He's there for me. Otherwise I'd be...
How did you become rooted?
Well, I actually am going to say that I became rooted when I was a child because I had such bad parenting, such bad people around, and I always wondered why, but I always knew that God would take me through. So I always had that belief. It was always like,
Do you have anger?
You just see these people and they're treating you so awful, and you're like, oh, well, you don't say, oh, well, but you just wonder why, and then you just realize, well, I'll be fine. I just need to see this and it'll be okay.
Okay. Do you agree with her?
That makes sense.
That makes sense? What did she say that made sense?
That she just has to see it and let it be without being shaken by it.
And so are your house built on a solid foundation?
Nope.
It's not?
Nope.
And how do you know it's not?
Because most of the time I feel like I'm in the air.
In the air?
As far as I can be blown to the left or to the. Or
Oh, you can?
I feel that most of the
That's a
time.
good way to know. And why is that? Why you're not solid? Do you know how to become solid? Your foundation to become solid?
No, that's why this is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand the faith and the trust thing, but I understand that, but it still hasn't connected to where it's actually working for me. So.
Oh, okay. That's good. Keep on trying. We'll see what happens. Who else said yes? I think over here, right, Frankie?
Yes.
So your life is built. You have a solid foundation.
Yes.
What does it mean to have it, and how do you get it? For those that don't have it.
Well, it means that you're
A
not.
little louder so that Doug can hear you way over there.
It means that you're not.
He's older now. He can't hear as well.
It means that you're not moved by the world, circumstances, situations. That you're very stable. You're like a rock.
And how do you get that?
The way I got it was by prayer and stillness, and being knowing that my Father is there. He's there. He's watching over. He's protecting me.
So are you ever shaken up?
Not really. No.
Yes or no?
No.
You're not? Okay. I told you you're going to fall over that chair. What's wrong with you?
I'm down for the risk.
No, I don't want you to knock the camera over. I don't care about you killing yourself.
All right. You should have said that.
But no, I don't want you to falling over, period. All right?
I understand.
So your foundation is not solid? Uh-huh.
For the most part, I just kind of put all my faith into my family and my loyalty. I don't try to compare to like some of my friends that are established and work so hard. They never really spend time with their kids. They don't have the same experiences as I do with mine and my family. So
when you say family, mean your wife and kids?
My daughter, my uncles, and my
okay.
dad and everything. I think I'm more focused on that than what other people's focus are, because they work so hard. They feel like, I look at them like kind of like slaved into their lifestyle, and I'm more like, I like hanging out with people that go places I've never been, hanging out with people I'm learning new things with.
So you putting your faith in your family?
Yeah.
And why?
Because I think the experiences are more important for like my daughter and me to have. I didn't really have that growing up.
What do you mean by you putting your faith in your family?
Like, I don't want to get too focused on just working and never having time to enjoy.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But I would suggest you not put your faith in your family.
No.
Your faith should only be in God.
Okay.
Because family, even your own child, at some point will turn on you. You should only have faith in God, and then God will guide you and cause you to have the right relationship with your environment.
Okay.
Yeah, don't have it with your family. You want to be right and live upright so your daughter can see the right way to go, but don't have faith in anything or anyone but God. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because family can turn.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The young lady here, you don't have a solid foundation? Is your house built on sand or solid foundation? Rock?
No, my house is not built on sand. It's built on rock. But there are some things that, like I feel that are not present all the time that make me give myself less credit than I should for having it on a solid foundation, such as, at certain times I just feel this strong connection with God, and everything is going, and I can feel it. And for me, that's a tangible, thing that, God is present in my life, and, I'm doing things that...
A little louder for me.
And I'm conducting my life in a way that pleases Him. And other times, I don't feel that connection at all. At all. It's like I'm out here, in the middle of the desert by myself or something. And so, that part is kind of confusing to me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I would say no, it's not grounded. But yes, I am grounded. And, like Mary had said earlier, I became grounded when I was a child. And, and actually, I didn't start feeling these comings and goings of feeling the connection with God until, until I, been out on my own maybe about 5 years and, whatever. And then maybe I'd start feeling like, wait a minute, I don't feel that connection, so maybe I'm not doing it right.
What does a connection to God feel like?
Oh, it feels like I'm with somebody. I feel like He's with me. I can feel, well, actually, it's not a tangible thing that you can reach out and touch, but I can feel it. So in my mind, that's kind of tangible, but it's not really a tangible thing that you can see, touch, or feel or smell or anything like that.
And what does it feel? So sometimes He leaves and sometimes He stays.
Well, the connection is, I don't feel that
what
connection.
What causes connection to break?
I think, I don't know for sure, but it could be that I don't give the acknowledgement, to Him, where I start trusting in myself and leaning to my own understanding of things. I may do that for a while, and all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, I'm not praying the way I should, or something like that. Mm-hmm.
And how do you pray?
Oh, I say the Lord's Prayer, and I also do the silent prayer.
Oh, okay.
And then I just, sometimes go around my house praising God. And
you do?
Yes.
You be making a loud noise?
Well, it's audible.
You be like
I
going around, oh, thank you, Jesus.
No, I don't do
yes,
that.
Yes, you do.
No. I would just say, I'd say the Lord is good and His mercy endureth forever. Just give praises and, stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
Do you say it out loud or just kind of enough for you and God to hear it?
Just enough. It's audible.
Not the neighbors.
And then when I pray, I don't say it loud at all.
Okay.
I'll sort of utter the words, just barely audible.
This is so important that our foundation is a solid foundation. It really is, and it's possible to have it. And as children of God, we should have it. Otherwise, you're going to be swept away. Because Satan is busy, his children are busy, the temptations of life are busy, and you got to have a solid foundation. And most people literally don't have it. They overreact to any little thing, they give in to things, they just don't have it. And you can have it. That's why I want to talk about this. Let me do this. Yes, James.
Mike says, I am rooted in that I live by a fundamental moral philosophy. I have defined values, pursue self-discipline and virtue through reflection and hardship, and I pursue spiritual bond with God and all others.
Oh, okay.
So he's describing his foundation.
All right. You have a solid foundation?
Me?
I was just thinking of you this morning.
Me, I don't feel like I have a solid foundation. I feel like mine's just more like concrete forming, at least. It's starting to get better. It's been doing a lot
How old are you now?
I'm 25, sir.
And how come it feel like it's not solid? What does that feel like?
It feels like it's shifty. Sometimes it's like 1 foot's in, 1 foot's out. Maybe sometimes I feel like I'm standing, but the ground is like moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes I know I'm not there yet where I want to be or where I would like to be. And I understand that it's going to be hard moments and points in this time. And I just need to endure and get through them and understand them.
And when you say you know you're not there yet, where is it that you know you're not there?
Where I feel
should you be?
Completely faithful and devoted to God.
And how do you know that?
I just feel like, how do I know that I should be devoted to God?
Like that, yeah.
Because every time I feel like I step away from God or I feel like I get on a different path or something, I feel like bad things tend to happen or I just don't feel comfortable with myself, on the inside. And I feel like I need to do better or I need to do more.
Well, did you deal with your father yet?
Yes, sir.
You went back and talked to him after we talked? And what happened? Did you do it the way I suggested you do it?
Yeah, we actually sat down and had like a nice long talk. It was also his birthday last weekend as well, so I took him and my siblings to go get something to eat and stuff. But it was actually a great conversation. I appreciate it, and I told him I thank you and I'm grateful for everything that he's taught me, good and bad.
Yeah, and so you changed the way you approached him, and that allowed you guys to talk, right?
Yes, sir.
Rather than accusing me, you had a conversation.
Right, sir.
That's good. How you feel about that?
It feels better. It feels like there's a weight off of my chest. He's actually been calling me more recently now,
Wow.
you know, just to have like small conversations. The other day he talked to me about basketball. Like, we really don't talk about sports like at all. So, and I guess one of my favorite players got sent to another team with another one of my favorite players. He was like, "Oh, did you notice?" And I was like, "I didn't even know that you knew who my favorite player was." You know.
So it's nice to be connected to him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Connecting to him. That's good. So you're going to be fine, man. What happened was a lot of people, when they go to forgive their parents or anyone, they go and attack the person. And when you attack someone, they're not going to respond properly because they're already accustomed to overreacting to life. But when you forgive someone, you go to show them love by apologizing to them for holding a grudge. You know, I'm sorry for resenting you, because you realize that that person couldn't help themselves. And that person has never had anyone to love them. They've always had people to accuse them, especially fathers. Everybody accused the father. No one ever showed the father love, not realizing he has gone through something. So that's why I suggested you go and just apologize for holding the grudge, but don't attack him. And that helped, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's good. So you're going to be fine. The one thing I want to tell you, too, is that don't have this idea, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not there yet. How many people do that? I'm not there yet. Oh, interesting. Why do you do it?
Why do I do it? Because I feel like I don't have peace, and when you should be there, you should have peace.
Well, you should be where?
Well, I would imagine it to be like a place where you have like complete peace, and that's where I want to be. And since I don't have it, I feel like I'm still going towards that.
And Ken, when you say you're not there, where is there?
Well, I think for me, I'm in my head, and I kind of try to make things really complex in my head. So, you know, that a lot of that stems from I think from what I do for a living, being a lawyer, is I'm constantly thinking, and because of that, I'm in an alternative reality. And I'm not in the moment, and so my mind is telling me a lot of things about where I need to be, and whether it's in a given day, what I should be doing, who I should be talking to in the day. So I'm not in the moment. I'm in my head thinking.
All right. Who else said they're not there yet? Oh, you said it. Where is there?
You know, I kind of blame what I see on TV and throughout the years, where you got to chase your passion, you got to be somewhere, you got to. So I think I kind of been brainwashed into thinking I'm supposed to be at a certain place where.
And so, if you believe that to be true, why do you continue to think that way?
I think I'm still fighting it, and yeah, I think it's more a continuous thing where I like having purpose, I like accomplishing things. So, you know, I'll get another goal in mind, like, oh, I'd want to do that someday, and then that's in the back of my head. And then next thing you know, oh, I'm not there yet.
Oh, that's amazing. James, are you there yet?
I mean, no, but I mean, I think of it as, like, I relate to this idea of not being where I'm supposed to be.
Where are you supposed to be?
I don't want. Well, like, for example, I'm kind of immature for my age.
You say that again. Everybody go to see the apes. At 40 years, 30 years old, you know they're not there yet. They were good.
But I think that this is what, like, why a lot of Christians turn atheists, and this is what a lot of atheists point out in the fault of a lot of weak Christians thinking, that I think I'm supposed to be something that I'm not, and so I'm living in something that is like an illusion of it's like a made-up value that I don't really know about.
Yeah. Interesting. Are you there yet? Joel said no. Did you say no? No. You said Oh.
If I'm honest, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I am where I am, and whether I think I need to be somewhere else is usually just my thoughts telling me, how come you don't have a house? How come you don't have this fancy car? You know, those type of things. But if I'm really honest, I know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It's based off of, well, I don't know what it's based off of, but this is where I'm supposed to be. I don't have,
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
John, are you there yet? Do you feel like you're not there?
I don't really think about that too much. Where I'm supposed to be at a certain place, but I want to address your question as to do you have a solid foundation?
Right.
Recently, I was working for a company for 30 years, and then they had a layoff, and I got laid off.
You did?
Yes,
when
sir.
When did this happen?
A couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
And it seemed like when that happened, it seemed like the bottom fell out. That it seemed like the ground from underneath me just kind of fell out.
Right.
And then my thoughts started telling me, "Oh, you're not going to get another job. You're not going to be where you was at as far as with the company." And I noticed that I started to believe some of the thoughts. Then I would have this pain or this just kind of something like a depression or whatever. But it was mostly rooted in like the pain that I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew that, oh, you believe in these thoughts, but it just seemed like they would just kind of overtake me. And like I said, it seemed like the bottom fell out.
Because you're married with 2 young sons, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so did you find another job already?
I went on a couple of interviews. I didn't get a call back. But I'm supposed to make another contact this week, and maybe that will be a job opportunity.
So how are you feeling right now about it, not having a job?
I feel like I'll eventually get something, and so I'm just kind of going through the steps. You know, you put your resume out,
Yeah.
and you go on interviews, and that's the process right now.
Yeah. And your wife's still working, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can relax and become a house mom.
Oh, that's
cook and clean.
Oh, that's not an option.
You're in a perfect place, John. Just relax in the fear, you know, whatever your mind and the pain you're feeling, go to that pain and relax in it, and things will work out.
Okay.
It's a really, really perfect opportunity for you. And you'll see that things will start to open up for you. But you got to relax.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
And just stay with the prayer. And then you get up every day and look around. But don't get in the imagination and don't get into the, you know, don't worry about what you're thinking and feeling.
Okay.
It's a perfect moment to return to the Father.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
And things will work out.
All right. Thank you.
But don't believe anything that your imagination is telling you.
Yeah, it seems like it just kind of sneaks in.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't catch it,
Right.
and then I fall into it. So.
That's right.
But, yeah,
well,
I'll
just
watch it.
relax. It'll all be well.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
All right. Yes, James.
Vaughn is asking, isn't it good to tell yourself you're not there in order not to settle? Meaning,
No.
Meaning you're always chasing the purpose God has for your life?
No, it's not good. Because no one knows where there is. You know what I'm saying? It's your father, the devil, telling you you're not there yet. And when you believe that, you believe in a lie, because no one knows the mind of God but God. We don't know his mind. He has to bring us there, wherever that is. So don't even be thinking, I'm not there yet. That's a setup by the deceiver. You just want to, as Doug was saying, just live. Pray, search the scriptures, and live your life. And when Satan tells you you're not there yet, let that pass. Because he doesn't know where you are either. And then you'll be just fine. You can't have an opinion about the things of God. It's a setup. And you can't look at my life or anyone else's life and compare. Because the moment you compare, Satan's going to use that to say, you're not there yet. All right? So every thought you get is a lie. Everyone. It's all a setup. Everyone. Those that quote the scriptures, those that seem like right, are all setups. You have to just become a living being and live without an opinion about anything. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you have gone through, you can't have an opinion about it. And it doesn't matter how you feel. You're not supposed to analyze how you're feeling. You're supposed to go and relax in the feeling, the conflict, and the pain, the ego pain and stuff. You just relax in it. No problem. That's how you live. Just live. God is with you. To say I'm not there yet is a setup. There where? There is no there yet. Just live. And just grow and you'll be fine. That makes sense? Because everything you're coming up with is, can you sit? I'm real concerned that you're going to fall back on the camera.
I'm going to switch chairs.
Yeah. Thank you. So if you fall over there somewhere. I just don't want him to fall over the camera. I don't care if he fall on the ground and break his head. But I don't feel like the camera being, you know.
Blood all over the carpet.
That's all right. We can clean the carpet. Right, as long as the cameras don't move. But do you understand? Everything is a setup that comes through the mind. Is that clear? So don't even say, I'm not there yet. Where yet? You know, and Satan is going to constantly be tempting you. And sometimes if you're not aware, as someone mentioned, you're going to fall into the thoughts and believe the lie. I think John or someone said that. But when you do, no big deal. Just keep living, being aware, and you'll be fine. There is no there yet. There is no there yet. Believe me. And that makes clear? You're wrestling with two spirits, good versus evil, the lie versus the truth. And it's not you that's in control of anything. It's God working through you or Satan working through you. So let them have the battle, and you just live your life. It's so much fun. It really is. It is so much fun to live without an opinion. Because we are not God. We can't have an opinion. When you create an opinion, you're playing God. And even the creation of that opinion is coming from your father, the devil. Just live. It's okay to just live. Nothing is personal. That makes sense? Here's what I want you to do. Mark, I want you to pull up Luke 6, 47 and 49. And Mary, you pull up Matthew 5, 14 and 7. No, okay, just Matthew 5, 14. And right here, you pull up Matthew 7, 24, 5. This is so good. All right? Yeah. You didn't bring your Bible? No. Did you bring your cell phone? Yes, sir.
I was going to answer the question, am I rooted in faith? And I realized that once, if I have a made-up mind, there is nothing that I can't really do.
That's right.
But as soon as I get out of that made-up mind or maybe I don't even have a chance to make up my mind because I'm so deep in my thoughts that
Yeah.
I'm wiped out.
That's right. And a made-up mind is a mind that is willing to go through life, whatever it is. You're not going to be complaining. You're not going to be crying. You're just going to relax and go through life. That's a made-up mind. You're not going to be kicking and screaming through life. And you're not going to have an opinion about what you're going through in life. God will reveal to you what's going on. He loves you. You need that solid foundation. And that solid foundation is found in the love of God. When you return back to the Father, you become the light of the world. And we have to become the light of the world. We don't have to. But when you become the light of the world, you start to set an example so that other people can see how to overcome as well. When they see that you're not overreacting to life, you're not taking things personally, you're not worried, you don't have fear. Because in perfect love, there is no fear. And your foundation is built on the love of God. You don't hate your fellow man. You know, no matter what has happened, you only have love, and that love is God working through you. You stand up, you fight back, but you don't hate. You don't hate. Francisco, pull up John 1:5. We are supposed to be the light of the world. Our foundation is built on that. So when things happen, you see what it's all about, and it's not a big deal. I remember reading that America at one time was the light of the world. But because we have not protected this country in the way we should, the light is going out. We almost lost it the last 8 years, where the light was getting dimmer and dimmer. People are corrupt, the government controlling you, relationships are not working, you have fear and doubt and worry and all of that stuff. It's not working. You're living in your head, you're sick, you're out of it. So the light was going out. It started to shine again, but we have to be the light of the world, and the light stand bright and shine. And it's not you that's doing it. You know that it's the Father working through you. That's why you got to let go of the world and operate from the love of God. And that's why I was saying, don't have faith in your family. Have faith only in God. Don't have faith in the Bible. Don't have faith in your mama. Have faith only in God. You hear what people have to say, but don't hold on to it. So if it's not true, it doesn't bother you. That makes sense? Yeah, only in God. Only have faith in God. Nobody else. Now, that doesn't mean you go around doubting everybody either. You just live your life knowing that your faith is in God. And your foundation is built on His love. It's not built on daddy's love, mama's love, the cat love, the dog love, or money, or a house, or anything. Because we're supposed to love them. They don't have to love us. You know what I mean? So, did you find John 1:5, Frankie? No. Oh, Lord. Do we have any Christians here? I think I told you Matthew 7:24-25. Did anybody get John 1? Can you have it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. John 1-5. Hold on for the mic. You can hold it for him, Esteban. Yeah. Let Esteban hold it for you while you read.
And the light shined in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it.
Okay, let me just add to that because my Bible have a little bit more about that. What happens is when you return to the light, which is the love of God inside of you, then the darkness cannot overtake the light. But when you have anger, you're in darkness, and it can always overtake you. There is no light operating through you. So that's why you want to return to the Father, so that the darkness cannot overtake you. And make you believe you are not there yet. And make you believe all this crap that, the world makes you believe. That makes sense? And so you got to return to the light. God is the light that dwells in us, and the world will see that in you. And then you can help those by pointing them to the right way once they want to know. But anybody who has anger is in darkness. There is never, ever, ever, ever a reason to have anger. I remember, and the one thing that happened to black people is that they have anger. The anger starts in the home first with their mothers, but they've been told it's the white man. And 800 years have gone by, and they still hate the white man. They can't get anywhere. They have not forgiven. And anyone who take on that same path, you're going nowhere. Now, your ego will make you think that you are, but you're going nowhere. Anyone who has anger is a failure. And Satan is your father. And you're never going to have a solid foundation. Mark, what did I tell you to read?
Luke 6:47.
What?
Luke 6.
Go ahead, read it for me.
As for everyone who comes to me and hears my words and puts them into practice, I will show you what they are like. They are like a man building a house who dug
A little
down.
louder, Mark.
They are like a man building a house who dug down deep and laid the foundation on rock. When a flood came, the torrent struck that house but could not shake it because it was well built. But the one who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation.
Yeah.
The moment that torrent struck that house, it collapsed and its destruction was complete.
So, here you are rooted in the love of God. A situation comes, a challenge comes, and you're afraid to speak up. You're worried about if the world going to say you hate women, or you hate whites, or you hate blacks, or you hate the Jews, or you hate this. You don't speak up, you lose. You don't grow in that foundation, you lose. Or you worried about, well, I might lose money, or I might lose my wife or my husband if I'm honest with them. You lose. You're not being made firm. And I notice that everyone I tell to speak up to your parents, but don't hate them, start to stand up. They start to grow. The fear starts to disappear. Because what happens is when we were kids, most of the time it's the mother, but not all the time, she take away our courage. Our foundation that we were growing in, she caused us to resent her. And the moment you resent, your foundation is built on sand. And if you don't grow out of that before you're of age, you'll get old like that. But once you forgive, your foundation starts to be built on a solid foundation, which is the love of God. All right? Did you have a question there?
Yeah. A couple of questions.
Okay.
Joshua asks, Jesse, do you believe intuition is direction from God?
Yes. Common sense. Did you know that common sense can only come from God? That's why most people don't have common sense. You notice most people don't have common sense? It's not common sense to hate anyone. It's not common sense not to love your fellow man. It's not common sense to take things personally. And it's really dumb. Anytime you look back in the past and keep bringing up the past, you're a dummy. You are a dummy because the past doesn't even exist anymore except in the darkness of your imagination. I hear people talking about slavery. I don't even remember when we had slavery. And they're living off slavery as though it just happened yesterday. When did slavery happen? 150 years ago or something? 170. Are you serious? And they act like it happened yesterday. Some guy called me on my radio show and asked me, did my slave master beat me? You told Harpo to beat me. All my life I've been beat by men. My brothers, my uncles. I ain't gonna take it no more. What's that movie from? Roots. That's the only thing black people know is Roots. Color Purple. Right? And you told Harpo to beat me. Anyway, let me do this first, then I get to you. Who else did I tell? What did I tell you to read?
Okay, so I have...
Oh, let me hold that thought. Let me tell you how the foundation is built. Because I want you to know that. You cannot build it. I can't build my own foundation. So don't even try. That's the reason I want you to relax and just be, rather than taking things personally. Speak up, but don't be angry. The foundation is built by seeking first the kingdom of God in His right way. Get up, have your prayer, have that quiet time, read some scriptures a little bit, but not to remember all the words. And just get up and live. Allow yourself to live. If you fall down, no big deal. If you miss a moment of speaking up, no big deal. It'll come around again. That's how you build a foundation. You just live, and it's being built for you. And you look around one day, your whole life has changed. You become a living being because you hook back up to the tree of life, to God. It's the only reason that you're this way is that we're falling away. The branch has fallen away from the Father. Everybody who is not connected to their earthly father is disconnected from God, from the tree of life. And that's why you have all these things going on. All right? Let me get this scripture first. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 and 25. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
See there? You got to be a doer. To just hear and don't do is no good. A lot of people don't do it. They're afraid. Their father, the devil, tell them, oh, no, don't do that. I remember, I think I'm the first person on earth who said racism doesn't exist. And all hell broke loose. They're like, you shouldn't say that. No, no, no. It does exist. When in reality, it doesn't exist. And because I see it so clearly, it's been revealed, can't nothing take it away from me. If I have to lose everything, I know our battle is a spiritual battle. Look, we have all kind of different colors in this room. Everybody got the same problem. You notice that? And it got nothing to do with color. It's a spiritual problem. You're never going to solve a problem thinking that it has something to do with race. It's spiritual, not physical. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. It doesn't exist. But in that fallen state, Satan is telling you it's physical. And you're believing a lie. That makes sense? Because in the fallen state, anyone who has anger believes a lie. Who was the last person I told to read something for me?
Oh.
Yes, Mary. Did I ask you to read?
You did.
Okay, go ahead, real fast.
This is Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house.
So here's the light shining, and the world telling you, don't say that, don't do this, don't act this way. It's trying to put out your light because they don't like your light. They have fear. They have doubt. They are not free, so they're trying to stop you. And then if that doesn't work, they go out and talk about you behind your back. If that doesn't work, they try to kill you. They call you names. But if you're rooted in that solid foundation, it doesn't matter what comes after you, you're unmovable because your love is coming from your Father, your Creator. But it's not going to happen until you commit to seeking first the kingdom of God and His right way, all to be added, and then stop whimpering and whining about it. It's okay if you look. There's a guy called my show, James, remember the guy called my radio show and he pretended that he wanted help? He was like, Jesse, I hate my mother. What should I do? He was like, I want to go to college, but I can't. Remember that, Joel? And I could feel, at first I didn't get it, but I can sense Satan sneaking up on me, right? Did you hear that, Mark?
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah. Said what?
He said one more thing.
That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, then he said one more thing. I was like, what? Nigger. And I'm like, you just like your mama. And this is an example of what I'm talking about. But that happened to him. It didn't happen to me. My heart goes out to him. What kind of grown man going to take the time to do some crazy stuff like that? You know they're not in charge of life.
Just say in the end.
You're not there. You're the loser.
Yeah, he's a loser. I mean, how do you, right, he's not there yet. How do you call yourself a man and do something like that? Real men wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But And so I share that with you because and then the world think that you're being embarrassed, but they're making a fool out of themselves. You have compassion for them. But you got to build this life on a solid foundation. And God will, your Father will do it for you. You can't do it of yourself. If it wasn't for God building my foundation, I'd be wiped out by now. I've been attacked, called every name in the book, lied about, taking my money, didn't pay me back, all kind of stuff. But I feel as though I've not gone through anything. And people say, don't say this, don't say that, don't say it like this, don't say it like that. You got to say not all, not all, not all, not all. And I fell for that one. And so now I go, not all, but most. But I'm telling you, you're going to be in the world with peace and live your life. But you got to let all opinions go. Seek first the kingdom of God. Don't have an impression of where you are. Just live your life. All right? I got to take it out, and then I'll take some questions. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. I recommend that you do the prayer, Be Still and Know, the silent prayer on my website, rebuildingtheman.com/church. Also, we need your donations, your tithe and offerings, all right? What else? That's it. I think that's it. Oh, tune into the radio show. Tune into the radio show Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, 9 to noon Eastern time. All right? What? Ernest, can I say I'm on Newsmax? Yes. Oh, good news. I'm on TV now with my own show. Newsmax TV, and it's in over 40 million homes. And I'm on every day, Monday through Friday, the first hour of my radio show from 6 to 7. And it's already amazing what's happening. Isn't that something?
Radio show that's aired on TV.
My radio show that's aired on TV. So look, go to your local cable company. And so I went to Newsmax to see, and I saw my name up there, the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Isn't that amazing? And so I share that because who would have thought that one day a cotton-picking slave that can't speak that well, don't know English, would be on a national TV show, a major national TV show. And so God has a plan for everybody, but you got to let go of Satan. And you just live your life daily and be grateful for every moment that you have. And don't determine what that moment. So tune into Newsmax at 6 to 7 for 1 hour on my radio show, all right? Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Can we advertise this Wednesday's guest? Big guest.
Richard Spencer's coming on this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's on our site. You'll catch it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for coming. I do appreciate it. That was fun. Hey, folks, just like your family member would turn on you once you tell them they have to move. Have you noticed that? Yeah. It's the same spirit. So I don't know what white people are thinking. Now they're mad because nobody like them. But anyway, so no question, huh? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, yeah?
Just like I told you before, I feel stuck in life. I don't feel like I'm moving, and I don't have a positive male model to, adapt to. So it's sort of affected me a lot in my personal and my work life.
Yeah. So you feel like you're stuck. How?
Oh, it feels like I'm not changing for the good. It feels like I'm just stuck in the same place.
And where's the same place?
I guess the same place of being, the person that I am.
You're not getting better?
No.
You're not getting freer?
No.
Are you dealing with your mother?
Yes, I am.
How's that going?
Going good. She's getting emotional, and she's, fighting with me. She's trying to draw me back in. Like I was telling you, she tells me when to eat, and I tell her, no, I'm not going to do it. It's not a dictatorship. And then she'll be like, excuse me? No, you're going to eat when I tell you to eat. This is not a restaurant. I was like, well, I wasn't.
Your mother said you're going to eat when I tell you to eat?
Yeah, but I don't eat the time that she tells me to.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Wow. You're going to eat when I tell you to eat.
Yeah.
And what do you say?
It's like, nope, I'm going to eat when I want to eat.
Isn't that amazing? Why don't you move out?
I need to find the. I know there's. I know I can move out, but I need to find the financial means for me to do it.
You have a job?
I do, but I'm looking for part-time work.
Oh, okay. So you have a full-time job right now?
Yes, but it's only commission.
Oh, I see. Yeah, get a job that pays every other week and move into a little hole somewhere, and then you start to grow.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you got to get away from her. She's not going to let you grow.
Maybe I can just fake my death and then just.
Fake my death?
So she won't follow me ever again.
No, she'll follow you right into hell. I was watching this movie last night, and it was about a black and a white family, and the daughter, the black daughter, married a white man. She moved away and married a white guy, but she didn't tell her mother that she was dating or married to a white guy. She had him thinking it was, I guess, a black guy. And so the mother went to visit at Christmas time, and the daughter didn't want her to come, but she went anyway. And she was just imposing on the daughter's life there, right? And the daughter made her husband go hide for a while. And later found out, long story short, that the mother lied to the daughter when the daughter was a little girl and said that her father, her father had died or something, right? But what really happened, the mother, her father left her mother and married a white woman. And the black mother became very angry at that. And so she kept her daughter away from her father by telling him he had died or something. And then she lied and told her daughter she had cancer or something, right? Just to have control over the daughter. So the daughter would feel sorry for her. Isn't that amazing? And that happened in real life. It's just that crazy, but hurry up and move out.
Okay.
Because you're going to be stuck if you stay with her.
No, I've noticed that. I've noticed that I just keep going back into the way of living.
Yeah. Yeah, because of that wrong kind of connection that you have with her. You're not going to be able to grow with your mother at 26 years old.
I know.
Why didn't you leave home at 18?
I just sort of figured that I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to leave. But
What? You should have been ready by 18.
I should have, yeah. That would have been the best choice, but it didn't work out.
Right. Well, get out while you can. All right? Find somewhere to go, and so you can grow up.
Okay.
Then you won't feel stuck.
Should I get a restraining order too against her?
Well, if it's necessary. Oh, God. I'm going to show you how to grow too some more in a minute. Yes, sir.
The example that you brought about the mom lying that the dad is dead. A week ago, I heard something that kind of amazed me. Like, my mom's friend has a daughter who's divorced, right? And the husband, the father of the kid.
Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. You can get involved by going to the chat line live on YouTube. And whatever your questions or comments are, you can ask them now while they're happening. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How y'all?
Well.
Good. Let me just tell you this, and then I'll take your questions. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions and comments. This is Mary with the water. Thank you, Mary. Did you see where Baltimore is going out of control? Where they are literally shooting in the streets in daylight. They're killing one another. So much that they're calling for a, what's that word? Ceasefire, yeah. Isn't that something? They're telling the gangsters, let's have a ceasefire. In September, I think, or August or something. How do you tell, next week? How do you tell gangsters, let's have a ceasefire? And then when do you tell them, let's start up again, you know? But this is a result of Black Lives Matter going there, accusing the cops of being racist. and the local government there gave the blacks an area where they can vandalize and destroy and riot. Like, you guys have this side of town, do whatever you want. And now the cops have backed off, and the gangsters have gone out of control. It's mind-blowing. But I'm not surprised, and it's happening all over the country. In Selma, I think, yeah, Selma. You know where that is? Alabama? That's where Martin Luther King marched from Montgomery to Selma. And they're going out of control there, too, in Alabama. Because these people, they're not following the law of the heart. And if you don't follow the law of the heart, you need the law of the land to contain you. But once they got rid of that law, now they're going out of control. It's mind-blowing, but it's going to get worse. So what I recommend is that you buy some land outside of the urban areas so that when it really go down, room away from them. You don't like living next to your neighbors?
Oh, no, I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
You know, because when they say that, it's like, okay, now, how far should I be? So
An acre or
left
two.
to my interpretation would be kind of vague as to where I should, you know, get it. But
Right.
since you're saying get the land.
Are you going to buy some?
Yep, I can get. Well, I already have some land in Arkansas, but it's within a little township.
Oh.
And I don't think I would want to go there.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Right.
It need to be out in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say that I'll just go back to Finland, but I think the immigrants are taking over there, so.
Go back to Germany?
To Finland.
Finland? No.
Right, so.
The white folks are trying to come here. Did you hear about that? White people are trying to come here now as refugees because so many of those people are over there, and they're running the white people out. Isn't that amazing? I don't understand white people. Do you understand white people? Me either. So white people built the greatest country on this side of heaven. And then they decided, let's do a constitution. And the constitution make us, make them free. Run around, live freely, make money. And then they said, let's bring in some people of color. So I'm thinking, who came up with that idea? The only time I would let them in is to visit. No more than 2 weeks. And I make sure everybody go back. It's like letting people come to your house. I don't let my family visit more than 2 weeks. Because after a while, they try to take over. Have you noticed that? And so you have to fight with them because now they want to keep the lights on all day and night, watch TV all day, eat up your food, don't clean after themselves. And so you have to tell your family member to get out. Well, the same thing with this country, but white people didn't say that. And now they hate the white. You could go and put up a tent on your land. Because it is going to get worse, it seems. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it's bad. I'm sorry?
Maybe by guns, too.
Yeah, Second Amendment. So anyway, any questions or comments for me? Nobody had a week. You came to receive and not to give. Why y'all look like this? Yes, thank you, sir.
Just, what you just said, I saw a report on the news that, the laws have created like 5 different types of felonies into misdemeanors. So that released a lot of prisoners. And also, since cops know this, sometimes they don't even bother to arrest people with those very same felonies anymore.
Yep.
You commit it, it's like, oh, you did it? Okay, go. Because you're going to be out in a couple of days anyway.
They're letting them out under this thing of justice for black people or something.
Yeah,
and
it's
Hispanic.
SB 47, I think it was.
What is it?
SB 47.
Yeah.
And that's why crime is increasing.
So make sure you buy some land down in the woods of Louisiana somewhere. Well, not Louisiana. Louisiana's going out of control. Alabama. Not Selma, though.
Who would want to live in the bayou?
What?
Who would want to live in the bayou?
No one. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the land that you're speaking, the land that you're speaking of, it shouldn't be in a township. It should be
No.
away from,
Way out in the country.
secluded by yourself. Are you saying?
Well, you can have some more neighbors because if they're living out there too, that means they are on the run and hiding.
Uh-huh.
So that'll work. So buy a little piece of land somewhere down in the country, and just you don't have to put a house on it because you can always put up a tent.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna do
About
it?
how far should you be from your closest neighbor? That's the question. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know. I mean, buy an acre of land. That's enough.